1 Hour Photo was written and directed by Mark Romanek. It stars, of course, Robin Williams, as well as Connie Nielsen, Michael Vartan, Eric LaSalle, and Gary Cole, once again typecast as an overbearing boss type. This was one of those that we watched in that 3 together of, I don't really want to call it comfort food, obviously, given this film, but these things that were familiar to us and that we could understand and appreciate and enjoy in some form. And yeah, this is obviously not a fun romp, or anything like that, but the performances and everything like that is what makes this enjoyable. I've said it before, and anyone who's watched the channel for a long while will probably know exactly what words I'm going to say next. If you want something serious done well, give it to the funny guy. Drama actors can sometimes do comedy, but comedic actors can pretty much all do serious. They both require the same kind of timing awareness to really sell moments. And I think this is one of Robin Williams' standout performances. There was a period in his life where he did quite a few serious roles, I think, as more like a palate cleanser, I suppose. But I really enjoy when he does. There's another of his, The Final Cut, which if I haven't talked about, I do want to talk about in the future. It's a really good film. But here, he just plays, what on the surface looks like a very stalkery kind of person. This poor guy, Cy Parrish, who is in that awful position of a job that's being phased out. There's a line in the film where Nina says to him, keeps trying to get us onto digital. And Cy's response is, well, if you do that, you'll put me out of a job. When's the last time you saw a photo developing place like this? Outside of a hipster's bedroom, maybe? I don't know. I know they do vinyl, do they do old-style photography? I don't know. But still, it is something that is a weird time capsule. There are actual adults legally, at least in the UK definition of, 18. And actually, there are probably some 21-year-olds now who have never seen anything but digital photography. It's helped the world be more connected. It was a lot harder to take a photo, then put it onto your flat scanner and upload it to Facebook than it is to just literally get it off your phone. But it's meant that jobs are lost. Like with anything that's automated or converted into a digital form or anything like that. Anything that removes people having to do it or do a job related to it, it's problematic. But these kind of people will probably find work somewhere else, in colour grading for digital photography. There is a potential career path. But for people like Cy, who take such care and attention over something so throwaway, the fact that his boss is like, these aren't your customers, they're Save Mart's customers, and you're just literally doing this one job that as soon as it could be automated, you'd be gone with. He doesn't quite say that last bit, but that's the sort of undercurrent there, the subtext. But this story, is like he's obsessed with this family, and I don't think he necessarily wants a relationship with Nina. It's shown in his fantasy moments that he's not after Nina. He just wants to be part of a family. He sees these photographs, and this is a life that he never had. We learn more about that at the end of the film, and I'll touch on that later. But he just wants to be there. That one fantasy he has where we think he's been caught out because he's gone and been weird and stalkery. It's very clever how it plays with our expectations. Mark Romanek does so well. Writing and directing it is his vision. I love it when that happens because that there's been the writer wanted it this way, but the director wanted to change it. If there are any changes from the script, it's because he went, oh, this might work better. I don't think this was one that, had studio interference because it was Fox Searchlight, so they're probably more hands-off. It's a lot more the independent label. So it does feel very much his vision, but that moment where they come in, there's the pause of, uh-oh. And it's like, I thought you were going out today. And all of a sudden, everything's like, whoa, hold on, what? Everything you knew about that moment got upended. This is why it's such a good film. Even on a rewatch, I was still like, oh yes, that was right. Oh, but that tense moment still sells so well. But that's all he wants. He doesn't want to steal the child. He doesn't want to steal the wife. He wants to be part of the family. He wants to be Uncle Cy. And the fact that he tries to give the kid the Evangelion figure and all that kind of stuff. It's all this thing of trying to ingratiate himself, trying to give himself the family that he so desperately craves. Unfortunately, he then sees a picture of the husband's infidelity because the person he's been cheating with took her photos in. And that's the problem. When someone cares too much about their job and about the people that they see, they start to involve themselves, and he becomes, I guess he sees himself as an arbiter of, the right thing to do. It's almost like a vigilante thing. And that then sets his mind, and it's wonderfully set up as well, how we think it's going to go. Because from the start, it's, over here, we've got all the pictures, blah, blah, blah. And something bad must have happened. There's a moment where, once he's been fired, he goes and steals a knife. And you're like, oh, okay, this could go very bad. It's wonderfully setting up stereotypical thriller tropes. It's wonderfully setting up the idea that this guy's going to go on a vigilante rampage, specifically for Will Yorkin. But we get to the point that he goes to the hotel. He sets it up very well. He's very clever. This is the one thing that I think was brilliantly written as well. Sai is a clever man. The fact he plans it so meticulously, he knows how to get it's social engineering. He understands how to get the room number and how to make sure that everything is set up so he can literally just go up there and get what he needs done. At this point, as we think, he's going to kill him. Then he barges into the room whilst they're engaged, and he's like sort of getting him to pose and take pictures. And he's setting up pictures so he can give to Nina. Brilliant. And then it all comes out at the end that no one's harmed physically. I mean, emotionally, yes, there will be psychological scarring here. They will definitely need therapy. There is no way around that. And yeah, it's not a good thing to have done. I'm not saying that at all. But when we see the pictures, he was taking pictures of everything around the room. Because there's an earlier monologue he has about no one takes pictures of the mundane things. It's always like family events, etc. But the small things go unnoticed. So when there was this big thing that he was threatening these people at knife point, he was putting them into a very difficult position. He was getting them to have to admit to what they've done across Nina. But all he was taking photos of were bits of the room. Look at this light switch. Look at this vent. Everything but what was happening. Like I say, those two people will still be scarred. There will still be some case brought against him because he still threatened them at knife point to do things. But he did it to protect the family. And we also learn during that final scene, this is a bit I was saying that I'll talk about later. He has this whole thing about people shouldn't be treated as animals. People shouldn't treat their children as animals and get to do things that children should have no right doing. He doesn't say it. No one says it explicitly, but we all know what he's meaning. Someone who has had sections of their lives photographed that they wouldn't want to remember. Some people might think, why would you go into the exact field? But it makes perfect sense to me. Oftentimes when people have traumatic situations or experiences, they want to recontextualize those memories and make them positive. They want to reclaim that thing. He couldn't undo what happened. He can't go and destroy the photographs if they exist still. He may have already done that in the past. But he can go into the field of photography. He can make sure that he is obtaining and providing people's happy moments. He wants to further the positive associations of photography. The fact that it can record the happy moments in people's lives as well as the mundane. That's what he wants. As long as it's not anyone being harmed or doing things that they shouldn't, he wants that. So this is him reclaiming photography, rewriting that memory, if you will. Not rewriting it, but not allowing it to destroy a thing like photography. He has the care that he does because he wants people's positive associations reinforced. The fact that he calibrates the machines so well that what to him is a massive slide of, I believe, 0.3, I think it was. But the Agfa guy is like, no one's going to notice that. It's like, but I will. He has so much care because this is what he needs to do. Now, do I think they should probably get actual good therapy? Yes. I think just trying to reframe it without therapeutic assistance wasn't ideal because it's led him into this path, this kind of obsessive path, where his desire to reframe photography and his desire to actually have a positive family experience overlap to dangerous levels. I think with good therapeutic treatment, this could have been avoided. God, it's almost like I'm studying psychology. But I really do think that. That's as much from my own experience as well. But that's why I love this film. It's not because it's a thriller, because it isn't in the normal sense. You know, everything that we're used to in thrillers gets turned over. That's why I love this. It takes something that we expect and flips it. Perfect. So yeah, Cy Parrish, great role, greatly acted, and I think I want to talk more about some of Robin's serious films. Like I say, Final Cut, if I haven't already, will definitely be down the line. But I do think I want to do a period with Robin's more serious works, because I really do enjoy them. Maybe a few of the ones that are like in the middle. But if you want to see more Robin stuff, like, leave suggestions below. Like, check back across my catalogue in case I've already done them. But if I haven't, I'm happy to talk more about Robin Williams films, because he's a loss. I wish there was more new stuff like this with him. But that's all I want to say about this before I gush too much about Robin Williams in general. So thank you very much for allowing me to talk about this, and until next time, as always, take care.